All right, so here I'm going to show you how to write the inverse program that will compute the inverse of A mod M. It really is only good for relatively small values because it's an incredibly inefficient way to do it. So I'm going to go into Program, arrow over to Edit. No, actually, arrow over to New. I'm going to make a new program. And it needs a name. You'll notice it's already alpha lock, so if you remember doing this with the mod program. So I'm just going to call it inverse. So since it's not a QWERTY keyboard, it takes me a little while to find the letters. Okay, there's the name. Now it wants wants me to begin. So I'm going to start this. I'm going to find the inverse of A mod M, so I want the user to tell me what A and M are. So I'm going to, let's see, input output. I want to prompt the user for the value of A. Now I have to hit the alpha key, alpha A, and I want to prompt the user for the value of M. So prompt M, whoops, alpha M, not H. Okay, there we go. Third time's a charm. And I'm going to make a little for loop. So what I'm going to, basically what this program is going to do is it's going to run through all the values from 1 up to M, and it's going to compute the product A times that value and see if I get 1 mod M. So that's what I mean when I say it's really inefficient. So I'm going to make a little for loop, option 4 here. Now this value that I'm going to run through, I'm going to call it I, so alpha I, and then I have to use the comma button, which is right above the 7. It's going to start at 1 comma, and it's going to end at M, alpha M. Hit enter. Now here's where I'm going to tell it to find the product A times I and reduce mod M. So I'm going to take alpha A times alpha I. I'm going to subtract, and this is sort of how we built the mod function. So subtract, let's see, the product M, alpha M, times the integer part. So math, the integer part is, oh no, it's under the number. So arrow over to number. There we go. Integer part is item 5 here, of A times I divided by M. So alpha A times alpha I divided by alpha M. And I'm going to store this value in some value, I'll call it B. So that's where I'm computing A times I mod M, and I'm storing it in B. So if for all these, it's going to do that for all the values. And if B is equal to 1, that means I've found the inverse. So I want to tell it to display the value of I if B is equal to 1. So under Program, if, first option, if B equals 1, so alpha B, and then in the math button above it in blue here it says test. So I want to test is B equal to 1. So second test equals, first option, if B equals 1, I'm going to display the value of I. So program IO displays 3, display alpha I, and then I want to end. Now this is, as I mentioned, really inefficient. Not only does it just have this brute force, I gotta end the loop there. Not only does it have this brute force where it's just gonna test everything, even once it finds it, it's gonna run through the whole loop. Even if it finds an inverse, it's gonna keep testing all of them before it exits the loop. So I cannot emphasize enough how limited this program is. And it really just works for very small numbers. By far, like a better way to do finding an inverse is using the extended Euclidean algorithm.